Alrighty, it is Monday, but I have to go back to Sunday really quick. First things first, I went back on and I printed out chapter 19 script anyway. And then right after we watched the last episode of Hanamaru, I feel like the reunion of Kashu and Yasu was so terrible. I feel like they might as well have taken the majority of the episode from Yamata no Kami's perspective. I mean, it felt like they were like retconning the whole episode during the episode. So basically what happened was Yasu said he was jumping around in time a lot and he got to see how much time had progressed. And he was happy to see that Okita's and the Shinsengumi's memory was preserved despite all the years that have gone by. And in the end, he suddenly got warped because of the tree. The tree warped him to the time where it was just Hasabe, Imano Tsurugi, and Kashu at the Citadel. And Yasu wanted to go back. So the tree sent him to the moment where they were fighting the bad guys. I don't know, I felt like the way it was handled, it was just kind of eh. There has been no confirmation of a season 3. I mean, as soon as the first Hanamaru ended, we knew that a season 2 was happening. So far, we got no confirmation of a season 3. I have no idea what's going to happen as far as if there's going to be any Tomoegata or Mori, because I feel like Tomo and Mori were robbed. Oh my god. I feel like why? I mean, there was 4 new Tanto. Why only show those 3 and then not Mori? I'm like, Mori and Tomo did nothing wrong. Tomo's precious. Mori's even more precious. They're both very precious. Okay, so after we watched Hanamaru, we left for Vaughn's, and we stopped for a moment to cut to the community center to use the restroom, and we saw a sign saying that the community center is going to be closed from April 2nd to April 13th for maintenance. I'm like, so annoyed because we were just barely starting to get used to using it. Okay, so we ended up buying, I think, like about $20 worth of food. We got home, I edited 1 audio file, and I worked a little bit on one of the 2 Alice pictures I had sitting around. And I think that was as much as I did yesterday. I was mostly tired, so I went to bed early. I woke up at, I think it was 4? I'm not really sure. I woke up at about 4ish, and I worked on 3 audio files, which means I was working directly into the audio files for tomorrow. And what else did I do? I also worked on both Alice pictures, so I did all the white on her outfit and then her hair. And I'm not done with the hair on the one that I was working on, so I need to finish doing that. And what else is there? I didn't realize what time it was, and by the time I realized that 5 o'clock had already happened, it was 5:06, so I had to kick Monica out of bed really fast, and we had to go down the laundromat. At the laundromat, I ended up finding 2 pennies and a quarter, and I feel kind of guilty about the quarter because I literally saw this woman lose the quarter, and she was still in the laundromat, and I could have given it to her, but I wasn't sure she could speak English because most of the people who live in that neighborhood only speak Spanish, and I don't know how to speak Spanish. So I just ended up keeping the quarter anyway when she went to the dryers. Made me feel bad though. Okay, so in the process, I also completed the entire storybook for chapter 19. I need to finish sorting out all the pages. Right now, I started labeling certain pages, but I'm a little iffy about where I really wanted to start and stop from. I haven't actually put down any color pens, because usually I use color pens to decide that, and right now I was only using pencil, so I couldn't easily erase it. Other than that, what else is there? There are some parts of the chapter I feel like I could have left out, but I also wanted to keep them in because I felt like it makes the most sense. Like the first time Fuyar mentions Violet, Pasha notes that he hasn't heard anyone say her name before. So I thought that was interesting. I left that in there because I feel like if he just starts talking about this Violet person, it doesn't leave Pasha any room to mentally like acknowledge it in any way, you know? Okay, so after that, we headed home. It's Monday, but school doesn't seem to be in session, so I think spring break is in session right now. I'm not really sure. But, yeah. We got home, Monica put away the laundry, and then We ate lunch, and I think that's more or less where we are right now. I'm a little bit tired. I don't want to go back on just yet. I have to catch up my journals and planners too, and I also have to finish that storyboard. And as soon as I'm done, I want to go back to working on the audio as well as typing out chapter 20. So that needs to happen. I'm tired though. Anyway, well, is there anything else that's going on? The last episode of Place Further in the Universe should be coming out this week. I don't know when though. I think it's usually like either today or tomorrow it comes out. Maybe we might be out for lunch. I don't know. We still need to watch. More Koizumi-san. I have it linked. I think we're on episode 8 now. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing. And then we have recently pulled out Thunderbolt Fantasy because we're interested in seeing more of that, or seeing something of it, because like we haven't actually watched it yet. Is there anything else? Oh, alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So right after I was done recording audio, I talked to Monica, and I reminded her that we said that the other thing that we wanted to get either at the end of this month or the beginning of the next month was a compact mirror. And we were talking about this when we went to Target. The compact mirrors that we saw there were actually extremely expensive, so we decided to wait and go to Daiso. That was the last conversation we had about it. So when I told her about it, she ended up saying, hey, let's go right now. So we hit the Anaheim Plaza. We left it at between like 9 and 9:30. And when we got there, it was almost 10. So like the first thing we did was we checked out TJ Maxx, and the only compact mirror they had was this like one with suction cups that you're supposed to stick to something. I guess it's for a locker. I don't really know. And then we went to Five Below, which opened up at exactly 10 o'clock. And they had the same exact mirror. Look, apparently it was supposed to come with tweezers, and the ones that Five Below had, the tweezers were removed. Like someone stole the tweezers from the packaging. Okay, so after that, we ended up going straight to Daiso. And we looked at their compact mirrors. They had two types. They had for super small, they had two types. There was this one long mirror that was more vertical, and then there was a mirror that was a perfect square shape, and Monica had to decide between the two. I personally didn't care. So yeah, we ended up she ended up choosing the long vertical one. And then after that, I found they had a new cell phone case, so I showed it to her. It was dark blue, and her cell phone fit in it, so she got that. And then finally we got this one tray that we had been wanting to get since we first saw Daiso in Stanton back in 2014 is when they first built their Daiso. So we finally got that tray after all these years. I can't believe I had to wait 4 years just to get this tray. But I feel like we have more of a use for it now than we did back then, and I don't have to worry about it getting ruined, because like back then we did so much traveling, it would have gotten like scratched and shit. Okay, so afterward we ended up going straight to Walmart, and we got some egg rolls, because the egg rolls we were looking for are finally back on the shelves. Taipei recently changed their recipe for their foods. I don't know what they took out. I don't know what they added. All I know is that the egg rolls are back. We also got some mint itsits, and then we got gummy bears again. So that's all we got. I blew all my change there. I think my change came out to like 40 cents. I don't really remember. 40 something cents. So yeah. And then on the way back home, I picked up 2 cans and 2 bottles, and I don't remember, did I put them away already? I cannot remember. All I know is that I focused on so many other things when I got back. Okay, so we ate lunch and we watched the last episode of Takagi-san. I feel like I hate it when series briefly go back to the beginning, because like they showed how she took interest in him, which because he found her handkerchief because she lost it, and that made him a little late for class. And like he never had a chance to tell anyone that's why he was late, and it makes me upset that he was so pussyfooty about it. Ugh. And so she knew that it was because of her. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they retconned that in there, but that's just me. But at the very end, she ended up finding a letter inside the handkerchief, and and she squeed over it. That's basically how it ended. And like, I don't know if that was fulfilling. I feel like to a degree it was, but it also made me feel like, so is there going to be more? Because like they said that the manga is still going on, and in the next volume of the manga there's going to be an OVA, and most likely someone's going to rip that and put it up, so it's going to be available at some point on the internet. It always is. So yeah, after that, Monica went down to the front office and talked to the property manager, because like the actual the woman who was in charge, Becky, she wasn't there, but the lady who was in charge of the property, oh, I don't remember her name. We've known her. She was actually the woman who initiated us, honestly, because like Laura was too busy. So the property manager ended up initiating us when we first came in. But like Monica talked to her and said that we have two pieces of furniture that are not really that helpful, which is the big metal chest of drawers. It's just heavy and awkward, and then the dining table, which is not really that helpful because it's oddly shaped for the type of things that we do, and we don't have a family to eat around that table. Even if a family could eat around that table, that's a small ass table. So yeah, so she said she's gonna send Becky up to take a look at it and see if they can migrate the furniture to a different apartment to see if anyone's gonna need a chest of drawers or a table. We've heard that other people have moved in over the while, so we don't know if a new tenant will be needing it, but we'll see. Okay, so Monica wasn't interested in drinking any more tea later that evening, so I ended up making myself some chai rooibos, and oh, I forgot how sweet it is. I mean, it's not really sweet because the cinnamon cake gives it like a sense of sweetness. So it's like you're eating or drinking like a liquid gingerbread cookie kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it. So yeah. I keep thinking of what it would taste like if I mixed it with the ramen, but I know Monica would get mad at me if I put the cinnamon bag in the pot that she uses to make vegetables. Oh my god. Okay, so the last thing that happened was that the CCS called Monica to tell her that she has a care coordinator again. I think the woman said her name was Christine. I'm not really sure. We missed her call, so we have to wait for her to call back again because Monica called her back, but she wasn't picking up, so we had to wait for that. That was pretty much how yesterday ended. Okay, so this morning I woke up at like 2. I compressed the video because like I finished the final audio, and that was all I needed to do. I got all the audios done early, which wasn't really that necessary, but I felt like I could, so I just did. And then I ended up finishing a picture I had sitting there for a really long time. I'm not sure what I'm going to use the picture for. It's not really quite done though. It's either going to be for my official site or for my Patreon. I can't decide which one it's going to be for, but it's a self-sona. What else is there? I also worked on the beginning of chapter 20. I'm iffy about, and I mentioned this on my new Tumblr, I'm iffy about whether or not I want Fuyar to show Pasha the photos he has of the Hurricane Brigade. Mostly because I think it's a bit too early for Pasha to see them, but I also feel like if Pasha has a reference of them, he can know a little bit more about who he's trying to find, because Agnes is supposed to tell him to find Shasta later. And if he has sketches of from seeing them, then maybe she can tell him which one he needs to approach. Because like it would be something if Pasha ended up seeing the fun pictures they had together, and they're wonderful people to be around. Let's see. Okay, so I didn't get very far into that. What else did I do? I know I did one more thing, but it's escaping me right now. I'm not really sure. Besides that. All I know is that today I need to at least today or tomorrow I need to make new graphics for my YouTube channel, because like I only made graphics up to March. I didn't make graphics for April, so I need to do March, and then I need to do May and June. I'm trying to decide what colors for that. I figure since I started out with like blue and purple for January, so I'm thinking about doing purple and something else for April, but I'm not sure what. Like, I don't know, purple and yellow, if that's possible. And then gradually work up towards a flashier color for summer. So I have to think about that. And also, I want to get the grand finale done so I don't think about it, because it goes up the first Tuesday of May, and I know I'm not going to be thinking about it at any other time but then. So I need to work on that too. Monica's money comes out on Friday, so that's going to take up some time also. What else do I need to get done? I can't think of anything else that I absolutely need to do this week aside from that. But that's as much as I can think of. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. First things first, we watched the last episode of A Place Further Than the Universe, and I don't know about you, but it was super disappointing. It was the most disappointing ending for a really great show. Oh my god. I feel like the thing that really, really, really killed it for me is that her best friend went to the Arctic Circle and at the same time that she went to Antarctica, and it just felt like, why did you do that? Okay, I get that the Arctic Circle is easier to reach than Antarctic, but like it just I feel like it really just destroyed the journey, because it makes me so mad. It almost makes me feel like it made it seem like what she did was nothing. And I really wish I hadn't have done that. And not to mention all their monologuing at the ending got annoying after a point. So like it ended in a way I didn't appreciate. Okay, so after that we took a shower, and then we crashed until like 10 a.m. I got up immediately, we ate lunch, and we watched 2 more episodes of Koizumi Loves Ramen. And because it's so like more or less repetitive, we kept skipping through it. So I think by the time that we finished lunch, we had already reached episode 10. So after where we hit Vaughn's, and they finally had our vegetables. So we got like 8 bags of them. And we also picked up some cucumbers and shit. When we got home, I compressed my video. It's second compression. I also worked on some of the Ho-Hum Dita finale speeches, but I haven't really gotten enough finished, because I still have to think about what I want each character to say. Other than that, the only other thing that happened yesterday was that Monica got a call back from her new coordinator, and she has an appointment on, I think, the 5th? Or was it the 4th? All I know is that she has one on the 4th and the 5th, but one of them is the shot and the other one is she's meeting with the coordinator, so I don't know. So this morning, I woke up at 3. I worked on updating my YouTube. I made graphics for April, May, and June for my YouTube channel. And then I worked... Oh, what else did I do? I worked on something else. I think I worked on a little bit for Eurovision. I ended up queuing these work in progress pictures, because I do that like every year before the album covers go up. And then what else did I do? I also queued 3 more chapters of Ho-Hum Dita. I just needed to queue the last 2. I have chapter 60 and the grand finale. And then what else is there? Like I said, I need to finish texting the grand finale so I can also do the Julia ad. And I'm feeling like I'm slowly dawdling at it. I kind of think of something to say for the Julia ad, because I haven't even thought about that. That's separate from everything else, so I feel like I should just get that out of the way. Is there anything else? I also finished one of the 2 Alices I was working on. I just need to do the background for it. And the other one, I just need to finish the dress, and then I can load that one as is. I just need to get my queue schedule for the random art, so I can know what's gonna go up when, and then try to like schedule some things around it, because like I want at least 1 Alice to come out a month, and that means that out of the 3 Alices or 4 Alices I did, the first 3 will probably come out in May, and then June and July, and the last one's for August. So, well, that's as much as I can think of. I can't think of anything else. I'm also taking into account that most of the artwork I'll be doing in May will be most likely requests after Eurovision, because that's when people usually request is between now and when Eurovision is over, so I get the most requests for Hetalia. So I'll probably stick those in there somewhere. And I'm mostly doing artwork that isn't, right now I'm currently doing artwork that isn't Hetalia related, because I know I'm going to get a shit ton of that Hetalia stuff, and at some point I need to start transitioning my blog out of Hetalia. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because like the majority of the people who are following are just Italians. It's upsetting. So let's see, what else is there? But yeah, aside from that, I have mostly just webcomics, and Live NPC's sequel isn't going to go up until September, so I have to figure that out. Is there anything else that happened? So this morning, my Monica made breakfast. We watched, I think it was either one more episode of Koizumi-san, so it was episode 10, and I did not appreciate them making you seem like a psychopath. That frustrated me, because I feel like she seemed like she was perfectly fine, like she was just somebody who wanted attention. She didn't seem like she was a crazy person, but they had that situation where she was worried that her brother also liked her, as in liked Koizumi-san, and I understood it, but I also felt like the length that they went with it was so unnecessary. I was offended. But yeah, we have 2 more episodes of it left, and then it's pretty much over. Unless there's a 13th episode I don't know about. As far as I know, it's over. So, other than that, is there anything else that's on my mind? I'm surprised it's been a few days and I haven't heard a single spoiler about the Token Rambo musical. I mean, people have been generally saying it's good, but they haven't been saying what exactly happens in it. So, oh, whatever. I really want to know what Tomo's doing, and if they make a fool out of him or not. Alrighty then. So what am I doing today? I need to, since I already finished the YouTube graphics, I need to finish the script for chapter 20, and or finish making the speeches for the grand finale. I just need to make some distance with chapter 20. I want to still have it done before at least before money comes in on Friday. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to work on it then. But is there anything else that needs to happen? I feel like everything else is escaping me. Nothing else is coming to mind. Alright then, that's as much as I can think of. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. First things first. After I recorded audio, I ended up catching up my journals and planners, and in the process I noticed that my pens are very low, so I ended up opening up my ink refills that I bought back in between December and January, and I replaced all of them except for the brown one because it wasn't low enough. So after that I gave all the pens to Monica except for the purple one. I ended up keeping that one because it wasn't as low as the other one, so I need to try to use it more. I'm actually really surprised because I felt like I was using them all simultaneously, so I don't understand why that one wasn't lower. After that, I went back on at like 9:30, and I resumed working on the character poll results. So I was working on the character speeches. I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like they were passing. I didn't really reread all of them. I just more or less wrote them up to a point where it's like, I guess this is okay, and I just left it at that. I feel like there's a possibility that the tone isn't the right tone to end off on, but I also feel like I just wanted to move on from it. I didn't really care. I'll probably reread them a bit later. I know I already deleted the text for all of them, so if I reread it later I can possibly change my mind. I can always go back and fix it because I kept the files. So other than that, we ate lunch and we watched another episode of Koizumi Loves Ramen, and we went all the way up to episode 12, but we just went through the first half of it. We didn't go through the second half of it. We got off after lunch and we walked down to the Walgreens over here on State College, and we browsed around, and they had more of the version of that shampoo that we were interested in getting at Vons and Target, but I wanted it for like $10 each. It was the most we've ever seen. We also looked at their Easter section, then after that we hit the 99-cent store. And in the process of heading down there, we ended up seeing that apparently the auto shop that used to be right next to the Kmart got kicked out, and they were putting up bricks where the holes for each car to come in and get worked on. Yeah, they were breaking it up, and it was surprising. But Yeah, it's gonna go back to being a regular wall again. Oh my god. And above it had this sign saying that it was gonna become a Five Below. And Monica and I were really surprised because, like, we got so used to Five Below being just some store that's over there in the Anaheim Plaza that we just happen to see every now and then. It didn't seem like it was going to be a mainstay. So the fact that there's going to be one over here is kind of, it's nice, but it's weird. I mean, like, at this point, I feel like I could barely remember anything that I bought there. Probably just the headphones. That's it. Oh yeah, and then the gift bags, but that's it. Other than that, I feel like there wasn't enough at that store that we needed. I hope they have a different selection than what's in Anaheim. So yeah, that was surprising. But I was wondering why they have to take out the auto shop. Why couldn't they just put the Five Below in either the old Staples building or the old Anna's Linens building? Because, like, there's these two random buildings, and then they've been mostly using them as meeting buildings for all the other merchants. So it kind of feels like, why not? I mean, what I personally would love is if the Anna's Linens becomes like a Joann's or something, and the old Staples building becomes like either an Office Depot or Hobby Lobby or whatever. It's big enough to do it. But every year they always rent it out to that Halloween company that puts out costumes every year. That's so annoying. So yeah. Okay, so we hurried home because we both needed to use the restroom. And then after that, Monica went down and talked to Becky about the furniture again. Becky said sometime next week they'll have it handled. And then after that, I went back to working on the finale again. I got all the text done, but I only got page 1 completed. And then after that, we ended up leaving at 4 p.m. to go to the community meeting. And they had a bunch of interesting things, but some of the opportunities they were trying to introduce to us were only for people who are much younger than me. So it was felt kind of pointless. One of the things that was awkward was that they have this special STEM event for kids in Costa Mesa, and they wanted to know who wanted to see it. So Monica wanted to go. So she signed us up for it, but we don't have kids and we are not kids. So I was like, oh god, what are we supposed to do? But yeah, one of the things that the girls were saying was that they give the kids Cintiqs. And like, the whole time I was walking home, I was like, $1,000, $2,000 Cintiqs given to children. Oh my god. But yeah, when we came back, we ended up coming back with all sorts of stuff from this college that came by to advertise to us. They had like a folder full of notepads and the information guides, and what else? And pens. Monica came back with like 4 pens. We didn't really need that many pens though. I mean, we still are using the pens that we got from the previous events. So yeah, that was pretty much how we ended yesterday. This morning I woke up at 3:30. I completed and loaded the entire grand finale onto all the mirrors. Like I said, I really hope I don't feel like going back and changing it later, because like I feel like it's satisfying enough. After that, we finally ate our first bag of veggies because like last time we were at Vaughn's, I actually had them, so we got to eat veggies for breakfast again. And we watched the rest of the last episode of Koizumi-san. I feel like it was such a weird way to end it, that she was sick for 2 weeks and she was separated from ramen for 2 weeks, and she let her eat her first bowl of ramen alone. And it just kind of felt like, what the heck is all this about? Ugh. But yeah, it wasn't the best series, but I feel like it could have gone so much further than it did. And just because Koizumi is antisocial, and I feel like that's an annoying part of her character I didn't care for. So yeah, after where we left home and we went for a walk in the Center Street Promenade, we wanted to see if they had any new businesses. They had this thing we had never seen before called the chimney cakes, which are basically these cakes that are wrapped around a cone, I guess. They look kind of like ice cream, but they're not. And we wanted to see that. And then they're replacing 2 of the restaurants that were out there with new restaurants. What else is there? I didn't see anything else, honestly. But yeah, after that we went to go check the CVS to see if they had the shampoo we were interested in getting, and oh my god, they have a sale for 2 for $14. That means that each was $7, which is amazing because most people are listing it for $10. So we wanted to get it, so we went up to the cashier and asked her for a membership, and she gave us both cards. So now we have a membership for CVS, which is good because we have 2 CVS's out here. We occasionally come and see them. We don't typically buy anything at them though. Just the Raffaello, and next time they have a sale on that, we can get it. So that's going to be exciting. I kind of want to get a membership for Walgreens, but I'm not really sure about it at the moment. So yeah, we got home at 9 a.m. and I updated my journals and planners, and I'm trying to decide what I want to work on next, because like I still have a lot of things to do. I figure I could try going back to chapter 20, but I also feel like I need to finish that second Alice. So I'm like, I'm so torn. I really don't know. Right now this is my 4th recording, so I guess I could try to save Alice for the weekend, because like when I'm editing audio, I'll probably be working on pages by then. So, it's so annoying. I need to decide, because like I still have Friday and Saturday I can work on the scripts, but I also feel like I also need Friday and Saturday to work on the drafts if I needed to. So I feel like I would rather have it done today, but I don't know how much distance I can make. I am kind of a bit tired because I woke up so early. I kind of feel like I want to go to sleep. So I don't know if I really take a quick nap or try to go back on, but I feel like I should probably try to go back on though. Is there anything else? Oh, because they have vegetables for breakfast, I'm already hungry again. Oh, it sucks. Is there anything else? No, that's as much as I can think of. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So I went back on and I worked on my second Alice picture. Then we stopped to eat lunch and watch the last episode of Love is Like After the Rain. No, that was not a finale. Monica felt it was emotional, but I felt like something was missing. It just felt like, okay, so she decided in the end that she wanted to keep her promise to her friend, go back to running, and he was going to keep trying to write his novels. That was it. I heard the series ended recently, but I don't know if this is exactly where the manga ended or if there's still more to cover. All I know is that people are complaining that they still haven't delved into the relationship. So yeah, I was just happy to know that he fell in love with her back. That was the highlight of it, I guess. Okay, so after lunch we walked all the way down to CVS to get the soap. After we got the soap, we wandered around the farmer's market. And the last thing we did was hit the community center and use the restroom. I can't really say much about the farmer's market, just that we got to see the chimney cake restaurant that was there. We didn't end up buying anything because we didn't really have it planned. Okay, so we got home at 1 p.m. and we rested for a little bit before leaving again at 2 p.m. to go to Northgate and get 6 bottles of water. That was exhausting. I have no idea what time we came home. I think it was at least 2:30 by the time we came home. 2:33? I think it was 3 maybe. Okay, so after that I worked on line arting the 4th Alice picture. That was actually technically the first picture I was line arting, but I never finished. I didn't get very far. I still have to do her skirt and her legs. I would think I stopped at her grimoire, and that's as much as I did. Okay, so we got off at 4. I updated my journals and planners, and then we headed off to bed. So yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned this in the last one or not. I know as that I ended up noting it here in my journal that I made the URLs for the Next Live NPC series. So both of them are on Smack Jeeves and Tapas. The Tapas one I haven't loaded anything to it yet. The Smack Jeeves one I think is hidden at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so this morning I think I woke up at 2 and I resumed work on the script for chapter 20, and then I finished one of the 2 Alice pictures I was still working on. So that got done. We ate breakfast at 6. It was just eggs and vegetables. And we watched the first episode of Thunderbolt Fantasy. And oh my god, it's amazing. I feel like some of the CG elements here and there are a bit weird, but everything else is awesome. And oh my god, I didn't realize that one of the main characters was going to have Mikazuki's voice actor. Now I understand why Nitro Plus did that collab between them and Token Ranvo, because the actor. That's funny. Okay, so other than that, I feel like it's very unique how the main character ends up in this situation. Technically he steals an umbrella from a Buddha statue, and the guy, the Mikazuki guy, ends up obligating him to be kind to the next person because he stole from that Buddha. So he ends up saving this girl who's in the middle of a problem, and now they both get stuck with her. That's basically it. So, I think it's 12 episodes long, and we have the rest of the spring anime season to watch it. We'll probably be done with it by next week, I bet. I don't know. As I was saying, so we left immediately at like 7. We went to Fullerton, and we ended up starting off at the bank, and we transferred our money there, and then we left our bikes at the bank, and we walked down to Sprouts, which is a little while away, and we got all this tea and stuff. And then afterward, we grabbed the bikes, we went back to Target. We picked up a couple of things there too, mostly food. And then we headed from Target down to Office Depot, but they didn't have the Stiegler pens I wanted. They had the Prismacolor ones though. And right when I went to go see them, we were both exasperated that they weren't there. This guy came around to go help us, and he ended up going and getting the ladder and bringing down the Prismacolor pens for me. So I blew like $23 on those. And then afterward, we went straight to Walmart, and we picked up the first half of our groceries. We didn't get all of them, but man, it was a lot to carry home. And then after that, we unloaded everything. We ate lunch. I worked on a little bit of the third Alice picture. I'm working on the background for it now. And we watched the last episode of Hakume and Mikochi, and that one, for some reason, actually made me cry. It was about these people Hakume knew when she was homeless, and how they brought her to that town, and they just had to leave her there, and she cut her hair and gave it to the leader, which was this big wolf dog thing. And she ended up having to blow up the side of the mountain so that way they could see her and they saw she was okay. I'm surprised they realized it was her, because they hadn't seen her in a couple of years. So it just felt like, what? But they're happy to see each other. And the very end of the episode with Hakume and Mikoshi sitting up in the tree drinking. And I feel like I wish it was longer. The thing that bugged me was that when I read some of the comments, someone said it reminded them of Pikmin. And it really pisses me off because, like, okay, itty bitty tiny fairies living in the forest should not remind you solely of Pikmin. It should remind you of Beatrix Potter or something. I really upsets me, especially as someone who didn't play Pikmin but has heard a decent amount about it. I feel like not everything involving some type of small fairy thing should remind you of Pikmin. A whole bunch of other things should. I mean, I did not see a single person when I was reading the Disney Fairy series when it was running when I graduated from high school. Not a single person said that reminded them of Pikmin, and Pikmin had already been out for a while. Oh my god. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I wish there was more series like Hakume and Mikochi. Like, it was so inspirational. I feel like I wish I could have a series that like that set up in that way. Alrighty, what was the last thing we said? After that, we ended up leaving and heading out for Vaughn's. We took our shopping cart with us, and despite this, Monica wanted to use the shopping cart at the store, which frustrated me. I feel like we didn't need to do that. We ended up using 2 Monopoly tickets. We used the one for Downey, and then the one for Open Nature ground beef. So Monica's gonna cook that, and she's gonna cook some chicken. Because even though we bought the chicken earlier when we were at Walmart, she didn't get a chance to cook it yet because we were just too busy eating lunch. So right now it's 1. This is the second to the last day of our vacation. I don't know, I feel a little bewildered because this means we're going back to work on Sunday. Today and tomorrow I need to work on setting up the drafts. I want to start drawing something so I have something to fall back on so I can get it on a little quicker. I want to start doing that, and I also want to start writing down the chapters on paper because I don't always have time to like work on the computer with them. So I feel like if I can at least do it on paper, I'm gonna see how this fares because like I don't expect to always have the brain capacity to do things. Sometimes I expect to be tired and shitty, so I'll have to see what happens. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I feel like that was mostly it. I really can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, the soap the shampoo we just got. Yeah, it turns out Walmart did have it. The trouble is Walmart didn't have the specific the fragrance Monica wanted, but they had it for much cheaper. They had it for $6 something, which is the cheapest we've seen them. Even at Target, they're like $7 something or $8 something. I forgot. But yeah, that's the cheapest that we've seen it. Oh man. Is there anything else? No, I think that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. Oh man, I feel like I'm recording at the exact same time as the last time because I completely forgot to record earlier. I was considering recording during lunch, but I got caught up filling out the rent check, so... Alrighty, so, yesterday, Friday, I recorded audio, and then afterward I went back on. I completed my third picture of Alice, and I loaded it, and then we watched one more episode of Thunderbolt Fantasy before we went to bed. The series oddly feels well-paced despite the fact that it's moving really fast. I don't know, I figure it's just because we're watching it all at once. It feels very quick. But at the same time, everything that's happening makes perfect sense. And I really liked how it's set up. So yeah, I'm kind of worried about finishing it before the second season comes out. But at the same time, I feel like, it won't be for a while, but it'll be something to look forward to. I hope we don't forget the plot. Okay, so I did a bit of research for Thunderbolt Fantasy, and I got to find Dan Fei's her character design, and I feel like she looks nothing like her character design. I feel like her character design is just so different. But I like how she has the butterfly wings on the sides of her dress because you just can't see them on the actual puppet. So yeah, I ended up looking at the April Fool's Token Rambo collab for Thunderbolt Fantasy from I think 2016. Is that what it was? I can't remember when it came out. All I know is that I went back and I found a segment of it, but that was it. I couldn't see the whole thing. And then just this morning, the April Fool's for this year came out, and it was similarly Mikazuki's voiced by the same guy who played I don't remember his name, the guy who's smoking all the time. Yeah, him. He was playing him, so he had to play both characters meeting each other. And so this one's the same thing. The guy who plays the main character is also playing Sengo for Token Rambu, and he talked to himself too. I don't know if any of the other characters are also voiced by other Token Rambu characters, so I can't see them doing this like every year. But it left me feeling like, wouldn't it be awesome if they actually did do a puppet show version of Token Rambu? Because like we don't have any confirmation of Hanamaru or anything. I don't know if Token Rambu is old enough to outlive its popularity. I know it's definitely up there with Grand Order, but it probably isn't as big as Grand Order, so I don't really know. Alrighty, so the last thing we did on Friday was make the new lemon tea that we got. It literally tastes like lemon and grass, and I personally think it tastes better cold. Because this morning when I woke up at 1, I drank the last of it because we made it the night before and we drank it warm. It didn't taste all that great. Then I drank it in the morning, room temperature. It tasted much better. I'm thinking it might taste even better if I refrigerate it, but I don't really know. I'll have to try it out later. So I worked on setting up and printing out the drafts for chapter 19. So that's done. I got that done early this morning. Alright, I got off at 4 a.m. I went back to bed. We both woke up at 6:30 and we made breakfast and watched more episodes of Thunderbolt Fantasy, and we got up to the point in which they introduced this guy who wants to kill him, the Mikazuki guy, and like I got annoyed at the entrance of this character because I feel like every story has to have this one character who's just out of control and gets really popular for no reason. And like I thought that's what this guy was going to be, someone who's going to come in and out of their lives and be a pain in the ass, and that's not what happened. They actually managed to convince him to come with them, but we didn't get to that at breakfast. We got to that during lunch. After breakfast we went and took a bath, and then Oh, what do we do between the bath and I can't remember. I wasn't keeping track of time between finishing breakfast, taking the shower, and then going and checking it. I didn't even sleep. I don't remember sleeping. Okay, but I went back on. We watched one more episode while we were eating lunch. And then after that, I worked on the rent checks, and then we went for a walk to Northgate to pick up our Easter cake. They had a whole bunch of other cakes for Easter, but we wanted a super specific one. We wanted the milk cake again, like we had for Monica's birthday, and this time it actually leaked on its way home because the box wasn't properly closed. They closed the box directly on one of the cherry tops, and like it allowed milk to escape, and we got milk all over Monica. So that was annoying. Then I collected 4 bottles. I crushed the 3 bottles we had in storage so far. We're ready to take these to the recycling center, so I'm really excited about that. I don't think it's gonna be open on Sunday, so I suppose we'll do it on Monday. Other than that, I could fit like one more bottle in the second bag, but the first bag is completely stuffed. So I'm really excited about taking it over. I assume it's probably going to end up being $11 again. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, that's virtually it. Tomorrow's April Fool's. All the album covers go up, so I need a proof. I need a proof look at the posts first, because like I don't know if any of the entries that I didn't think there was a live version for suddenly got live versions over the weekend. Because I know that some people performed live, so we'll have to double check that. I think also I have like inferior live versions for specific songs, so I might want to replace those. Oh well, we'll see. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.